What's
Hey
up?
guys, happy Tuesday. We wanted to stick with the Valentine's Day theme and share our top relationship tip.
Our number one relationship tip.
My number one and Aaron's number one.
Yeah.
So, our relationship in the last 8 years, we've had a lot of ups and downs, and we've learned a lot. And so, we're basically just pulling from our own experience and what we think has been the biggest lesson. So, I'll start first.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
So, I think for me this was huge. I always used to think of us being the same person. So I always used to think that, Aaron should think like me, he should act like me, he should feel like me, he should react to the things. I know it sounds like
It's
crazy
crazy when you
saying it,
say it.
but this is really what I thought, and that we were the same person, and realizing that we are two separate individuals. So I feel one way, I have my own values and my own way I think about things, and my own way that I process things, and Aaron has his, and we're two totally different people, and we're trying to coexist in this one relationship, in this one life. And so instead of me always wanting Aaron to react to things the way that I wanted him to, or the way that I felt like he should, because that's the way I did it, I really had to take us apart and realize he is his own person. He is his own person, and he needs to be able to handle things and process things and work through things and feel things exactly as he needs to. And I need to do the same. And we don't need to try to manipulate one another into feeling like we should be acting the way each other does, because we're two different people. So that was huge for me. For so long, like, it sounds like such an easy concept to be like, we're two different people, but for years I always used to expect him to act like I wanted him to.
Well, I think it doesn't give me a free pass, though, to kind of just act the way I want to. I mean, obviously, but it's basically all what you're saying is like reactionary from incident. Like, I'm not going to react the same way.
Well, yeah, or just knowing that, like, if I'm really upset about something, and I know that if I'm really upset, I just really want a hug. And if Aaron was upset, I would come inside and I'd give him a really big hug and I'd be like, "Hey, are you okay? Like, what's happening? Whatever." And I want him to act the same way that I would in a situation. So he may not. He may come in and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" Or I don't know, he just might react to something differently instead of exactly how I would to the situation. I don't know, just like allowing each other to be your own person and appreciating one another for your own individuality, but not forcing them or making them
to react the way you do.
Yeah, like, we're two separate people. We have our own stuff going on. We don't have to be exactly the same. That's what makes it fun. You know? If that makes sense.
I think it makes
Right?
perfect sense.
Got it?
Yeah, no. Get it, got it good,
Got a
right?
good tip? Okay.
I think,
What's yours?
I mean, obviously communication, right? But everybody says that you got to communicate, right? The thing is Kim and I are communicators. We don't hesitate to boom, like, this is how I'm feeling, this is the way I want things done, this is why. And what we've seen is, and I've seen, is you can over communicate, and that's actually under communication stinks, but I can tell you over communication is awful. I mean, there was points where I think the key phrase that, like, I remember was, at one point we looked at each other, and I think I said it, I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but I was like, is this situation going to end our relationship? Because if it's not, then why the hell are we arguing over this? Like,
Yeah.
And it wasn't even like we were at each other's throats. It was just like constant, like, I don't like the way that you turn down the TV. And it's like, what? Like,
we felt like we had to say everything that was
everything
on
was
our
on our
minds.
mind, because then it's like, at least you knew. So it was helpful, because I think under communication is one of the worst things, because then you just sit there and stew.
Sweep it under the rug.
But there's also that level of, like, is this detrimental to me? Am I leaving the situation and it's constantly on my mind? Well, then it's worth talking about, and it's not worth having that emotional response. So it gives you that second to be like, was this a real deal? Something that I was feeling? Because then I need to pull her off to the side and have this conversation,
Right.
Not let it stew up and then boom, blow up. But also not just constantly saying, like, what bothers me all the time.
I don't like the way you cook the chicken.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, right. So that can just get exhausting.
Yeah.
And so again, it's finding that happy medium, but knowing that yes, communication is good, but obviously over communicating could be worse than under communication. So I think
Yeah.
that was my biggest tip.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think they both were fantastic.
They were. And Mimi, what's your take?
Mimi, which she's sitting in the she had to jump on the
It's a
swing,
family affair, so Mimi's tip
she
is to
said-
just give lots of hugs and cuddles.
and make sure
And
her
love on
her
each
food
other.
is in her bowl.
Yeah, and they always have a
at
full
the time.
belly.
So anyway,
All right,
we're
guys.
losing daylight as you
Yeah,
can see,
it's-
but it's beautiful here. Thank you for listening to us riff.
Yeah, I think it was good. All
Hope
right.
it helped.
Hope we help you in some way. Bye.
Bye.